Hi, everybody. All right, here we are in week 4. This week, you're going to start on your second speech of the course. This speech is audio only, okay? So like I explained during the orientation, our speeches start off um, basically getting a little more difficult as we go along. So your first speech was kind of a glorified selfie, introducing yourself. This speech is audio only, so you really need to work on timing, pronunciation, enunciation, pausing, emphasizing important words, that sort of thing. So imagine that you're a radio announcer, for example. You need to be as clear as possible and have your content as meaningful as possible to get your message um, across in the time that you're allotted, okay? So on top of that, you're going to have a quiz covering the introduction and chapter 1 of Talk Like Dead. That's due on Saturday. And you're going to start chapter 2. And so I'm going to just scroll down to the bottom of this week just to talk to you about mastering the art of storytelling, okay? Now, stories stimulate and engage the brain, helping the speaker connect with the audience and making it more likely they will agree with the speaker's point of view. All right, so a narrative is one of the most powerful ways to break down resistance. So, to bond and connect with your audience, telling a personal story is one of the best ways to do that. You should also include things like data, facts, um, repeating the old in a new way, a unique way that challenges people. Narratives get people comfortable enough to care about the community that you're advocating for. For example, Aristotle believed that persuasion occurs when 3 components are represented: ethos, logos, and pathos. All right, so you're obviously going to be hearing a lot of these and about these in your other courses as well. But ethos is refers to ethics, okay? Logos, logic, pathos, empathy, all right? So if something has ethos, it's ethical and society agrees with it. So you're looking at society's views. So something that has ethical value would be a title. So we see that people with a title like professor or doctor has ethical value. Um, Logos is logic, okay? So if somebody presents an argument, they're doing it with believable logic, okay? It's not just opinion. And pathos is empathy or emotion. So are you able to get your audience to laugh, cry with you, become outraged with you, okay? So it's all to do with an emotional appeal. There's always a story to tell. So if you can connect with your audience through sharing a personal story on the topic, that's the best way to go. I'll let you go ahead and read the rest of these key points for chapter 2 in your own time, but make sure that that you start on chapter 2, which is the art of storytelling. And just a reminder, every chapter that you read in the book, you need to watch 2 videos, okay? So make sure that you're watching 2 of the videos listed. I do give you some videos here on our webpage, but not 2 for each. All right, so make sure that you're doing that. Okay, so now that we've got that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about your next speech. All right. So this speech is going to be audio only, and you're going to be graded on content and voice quality. Okay, you will also have a task practicing marking a speech to read out loud. And you will need to schedule a time with one of NMC's tutoring services to practice your speech and get feedback on your written script, okay? So I'll be giving you that assignment late or early next week. So go ahead and schedule a time as soon as possible, so that once you have your script written out, you can practice with them. Okay. Now I'm going to take you to the This I Believe site. Hopefully you guys can all see this. I'm clicking right here. Okay, now here it is, the This I Believe site, and I'm clicking on the link. And I'm just going to show you a couple of things. All right, so This I Believe is an international organization engaging people in writing and sharing essays. There's over 125,000 of these essays written by people from all over the world. You'll hear voices from the past. Here's, they pulled up a previous essay by Dr. Anthony Fauci, who we're hearing a lot about now. So we're not going to be participating specifically in the contest that This I Believe has. Unfortunately, in the last decade or so, they have featured their contest and then stopped their contest because of financial issues. So they're still sharing the information. I think they still have the podcast, but I don't think that they're consistently running their contest. However, you are more than welcome to look, and if they're having a contest to become involved. Okay, so anyway, let's go ahead and look. Here you are at the This I Believe site. Click participate, essay writing instructions. Okay, now like it says, they're not accepting essays currently, but they have some great suggestions, and I want you to follow this, and I'm going to call it a script. So even though it is an essay, I'm not giving you an essay grade for it. You're just writing down in first person exactly what you're going to read in your speech. So you're going to write it down, you're going to practice speaking it, and you're going to read it out loud and record yourself, okay? All right, so let's talk about what you're going to write now. You should write a story, and the story should be about you. You need to be very specific. You need to take your belief out of something that shaped a core value for you, and consider moments when the belief was formed, tested, and changed. I will tell you that it's good if you state your belief very concisely at least 3 times during your speech, so that your reader is very clear on what your belief is. You should, when you're considering what you're going to write about, think of your own experience, your work, your hobbies, your family, things about it that you know that no one else does. You don't have to have a heartwarming, gut-wrenching, or tear-jerking story. It can even be funny. It should be very brief, okay? So your script should be between 500 and 600 words. The speech itself is timed. So unlike your introduction speech where it was anywhere between 1 and 5 minutes long, this speech has to be exactly at 3 minutes long. So think of it as a radio announcement. It has to fit a particular time slot. So the closer you are to 3 minutes, the better your grade will be. Okay, it's timed. If it's less than 3 minutes, more than 10 seconds less, or 10 seconds more, you will be docked on your grade, okay? All right, and you should read out loud at a natural pace. Don't write too much and then try to speak quickly. And remember that all we're hearing is the audio. We're not seeing you. We're not reading what you're reading. Slow is better. Stay positive, be personal. Remember, this is your story. It's all about you. Avoid saying we. Tell a story of your own life, not just an opinion piece on general stuff. And now I want to show you where you can look up some stories. So let's look at a featured essay. Okay, so the featured essays change week by week. Here's one on the birthright of human dignity, remembering all the boys, evolution, the juice box mom, dance is life, returning to what's natural, etc. So there is a group of, here's Fosse's A Goal of Service to Mankind. Here is a group of 3-minute speeches that they've pulled up and are featuring currently. Okay, so this is a featured essay of this week. It changes every week. Now, what I would like you to do is sort of explore. You can go ahead and listen to the featured essays, but you can also explore topics. So let's go and browse by theme. All right, so here you're going to see that on addiction, they've had 1,108 essays alone on addiction, on birth, on American patriotism, 1,672, on prejudice, on gratitude, on music. I mean, almost any topic you can think of, there is going to be a number of essays on that topic. So you can go back, let's say you're thinking about family. You can go, there's 13,000 essays currently on family and beliefs right now. You can go ahead and click in there. Look at the theme of family. You can see that there's a couple that are featured that are already remembering all the boys. Tomorrow will be a better day, are two that are featured this week. Anyhow, you have a task this week to listen to some and review them using a template. And so you really need to do that before you start writing. So you have a good idea of what is expected of you, because this is a genuine live model for this second speech. All right, so all right, so I've written a little bit here about making sure your story ties into the essence of your daily life philosophy. Your script itself should be between 500 and 600 words. You should read it over and over. It needs to be about 3 minutes when you read it out loud at a natural pace. I will be having you work with a tutor to, one, help you with content if it's not clear to them, but two, also listen to you and help you with your pronunciation, spacing, making sure that you sound really clear, and of course, timing. You may find out that you've written too much and you need to edit it down. You need to name your belief, and if it's not short enough to name in a sentence or two, you need to be a little clearer, because how is your audience going to know when they're only hearing it? All right, so let's look at week 4. I just took you to the This I Believe site. Again, this is about your actual pronunciation, breathing, and so on. So this week you really need to choose your topic and write it out. Next week you will and start practicing it. Next week you will hopefully be meeting with a tutor. You need to go ahead and think about scheduling now. You can schedule when you think you're going to be done with the written speech, so it'll be as helpful as possible. Um, and you want to say it over and over and over. So when you actually time your 3-minute speech, it sounds really, really good. I would also like you just to help with pronunciation. One of the best ways to do that is with a tongue twister. So I've given you a list of tongue twisters to practice. Again, you don't have to worry about body language. You don't have to worry about eye contact, because you are just going to make an audio tape of this speech and get your grade from that. Okay, so tongue twisters are always a great way to practice and improve pronunciation and fluency. You probably recognize this first one, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, but I would like you to go through all of these and practice them. You'll be amazed at how hard some of them are. Okay, I'm also going to record at the beginning of next week. I'm not sure if I will do it for the online class, but I think I will. Just the pronunciation table. Ah, ba, ka. I'm not sure if we can get really a clear video on this. Something we would do if this class was live. But I may go ahead and put that out for you just to help with pronunciation. But right now, start thinking about a personal belief you have. Write it out. 500 to 600 words is about a page, a handwritten page and a third. Again, it's better if you have only a page and say it slowly than try to cram 2 pages in 3 minutes so that nobody understands you. All right, so you need to write that essay this week. They call it an essay. It's a script, but you need to type it up as well because of the fact that there's so many essays available. I'm going to have you upload it for plagiarism to make sure that you're actually reading something you wrote, okay? In regards to task, you've got a forum. It's about passion. So go ahead and follow the instructions. Post your impression regarding passion that you have for your community issues topic that you've chosen. And then towards the end of the week, comment on 2 peers to get full credit. If you've noticed, I'm using this little community issues picture just to flag when I'm talking about the semester-long project, okay? Here, I asked you over the weekend to narrow down and choose a topic for your community issue speech. Here, you're just going to take a screenshot of what you put in Google Docs and upload that for credit. So I'm just making sure you have your topic chosen, basically. Now here, this I believe, audio files, I'm asking you to watch 2. I'm asking you to put in the title, what was their belief, summarize why the belief was important, and what did they do to support or illustrate their belief, and how was passion the key? Okay, so you're going to do this for 2 of the speeches of your choice here on the This I Believe site, okay, that I just showed you. You can just explore and find 2 speeches. You can choose the featured speeches of the day. It's really up to you. Choose something, obviously, that you're interested in watching or listening to, sorry. Okay, on Saturday, you have your first quiz, which is a review of ideas presented in Talk Like TED Introduction to Chapter 1. Introduction in Chapter 1. And you will start reading Chapter 2, okay, in your Talk Like TED book. And that's it. I will be posting some information from Project Proa when they give it to me, a little short video, and how to apply for tutoring sessions. So either they'll give it to me this week, I think they'll give it to me this week or even in the next couple of days, and I'll make sure that this is uploaded so that you will have their information on hand to schedule for your This I Believe speech required tutorial session. Okay? Have a great week. Talk to you soon.